G'day crew and welcome to this week's episode. Last episode I showed you the rod building kit that I've had for a bit and the rod arrived, so in this episode I'm going to continue on from that and start building the rod. I'll only get about halfway through in this episode I reckon, but I will do another episode to finish the rod build. I don't know whether it will be the next episode or sometime after that. It will depend on whether I can get out on the water in between. Getting out and having a fish is going to take priority, and I hope to do an episode of fishing, but if work doesn't permit, I will finish the rod build. We'll see what happens, but in the meantime, let's get on with this episode. Just want to come up, can you hold? No, not up high, just up. That's it. That's it. Yeah. That's it there. Right, okay. I watched a few videos of people doing this, and a lot of them put it on the floor or on the table or on something and then pull the rod up. But I watched this guy doing it this way and pulling the rod down, and that seemed to be the best way for me. I didn't get the same results when I was trying to do it the other way, and this made sense because this is the way the rod works when you've got a fish on it. So it made sense for me to try doing it this way, and I think I got the spine pretty good. I should have bought a China craft pencil with me, but I didn't. So when my wife gets back with that, I'll get her to hang on to it again and just recheck it and then mark it with the China craft pencil, so I've got the spine marked on it. Okay, you hold that again, same deal as before. Put some weight on it. Don't move yet. Test that again and make sure that's in the right spot. Yep, that's pretty close. That'll do. Thank you very much.
What, these put away?
And now I've got to ream the grips out so that it fits the rod length. Oh dear. I had thought that this was going to be easy enough to do with a rat tail file. I didn't buy a special reamer for it, and I think I was wrong. I think I was very wrong. I don't think it's going to work at all. I don't think it's taking anything much out of it at all. Oh dear. Well, rat tail file might have worked with the cork grip, which at the time I was thinking of it was what I was planning to use, but I don't think it's going to do any good with this. Getting easier. I don't know whether I'm stretching it or actually taking some out. I'm not seeing any dust here, so I don't think I'm taking much out. No, I don't think I'm taking much out at all, but I'll just see if that's fitting better. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, it is getting better. But I need to do something about marking that better, because I'm going to have to take this tape off eventually. Now, where am I going to want this? That seat goes there, which means that handle's going to go there. How's that going to be? That's a tad just uncomfortably long. I think I want it about there. So, front of the real seat about there. And I can try it. Yeah, front of the real seat there. So, that's the front of the real seat. That's the back of the real seat. The front of the butt. So, oh, I've got too much. I need to cut him off out there. So, yep, that's about right. I'll put my, yep, that feels pretty good actually. Yep. Alright, so I need to go get a saw and cut that. Well, this isn't part of the rod building kit. This is a little saw that I've had for over 50 years. Sawn a lot of stuff. There we go. Put this on again and see how that looks. Yeah, I'll get that down once the glue's on. And I need to build this up a lot to go in there. What are my odds of, should I try or shouldn't I? Not about that much, or if we do. This is not good for anything else, I might just give it a go. Let's cut a little bit more off. Oops, daisy. Did not mean to do that. Right, saved it. Now, I'll just flip that over that end. Probably can. Just getting a little bit of dust out of it, not very much. If I ever do another rod, I think I'm going to have to buy some proper reamers for it. With sandpaper. I'll key the carbon fibre blank before I put some glue on that, and glue the butt on and the back grip. Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to put this in a lathe and have it rotate around to do this. I think putting it in my metal lathe would be a really bad idea, given that it's a carbon fibre rod, and I think the metals like to put some dents in it that would weaken it. So this is all I'm going to do. That should do it quite nicely. It's just roughened it up and taken the gloss off. That was all I wanted to do. And now I'll have to mix up a little bit of glue and put these on, glue them inside and out. Oh, do I want to try and balance the rod? That's a good question. That is a good question. I don't think I will for this first one. I see some blokes put all their gear on the rod, and then they find where the balance point is, and they want the balance point to be somewhere up there. I'll probably be behind that, so it's probably not too bad for me. I prefer the balance point further back. So I think I'll leave it at that. Well, I guess there's no sense procrastinating anymore. It's time to do some gluing. Right, well, I've got the epoxy glue out here. There's part A, part B, normal sort of epoxy thing. 100 mils of part A and 50 mils of part B. There's no instructions with it. I can guess that it's a 2-to-1 mixing ratio just by the size of the bottles. That's easy. However, it would be nice to know just how much working time I've got from the time I mix it to the time I've got to have used it. A little bit sad that I don't have that information. A bit annoying actually. Now I've got to decide how much I need. I'll go maybe 6 and 3. And hope that's enough. I'll put the 6 in first and see how it looks, see if I need to do any more. Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, I think I'll go another 6 on that. So I've got to fill that cap. Yeah, I'm going to go another 6 I think. I'm going to use a lot of it for the real seat though. So I've got to be a bit careful on how much I use. Hopefully I won't have too much. Okay, I'll mix this glue and hopefully it all works. Got everything I need. Put the lid on this before it gets knocked over or something even worse. I think I got way too much here. So that's something a little bit better for spreading it on than this. Never mind what we've got now. We have to make do. I might slip that on this end. That'll do. Now, other one. Which end do I want? Okay, well, did have way too much. Way too much. And I get myself in trouble here if I'm not careful. I think I better thicken that a little bit. Teaspoon would have been better. You know, those plastic ones. I waste a lot of this because I've done way too much. And since I'm not ready to put the seat on yet, it will be just wasted. But as I said, can't do anything about it. I had to have a guess and I guessed wrong. I'll probably waste even more up on the real seat because I need a lot of filler there. Yes, well, I certainly misjudged the amount of glue I needed. I was right the first time. 6 and 3 would have been plenty. Clean up the evidence of any wrongdoing on the table. Let's get another paper towel and give that another little wipe, and then we can set it aside to dry. Yes, before I pack it away, let's see if I can cut this down to put in there. That worked pretty well. I can use them as spaces and then fill the gap up in between with thick glue. That's what I'll do. Clean up my mess before my wife comes out and sees it. I hope I didn't miss all that, because I just noticed the camera had gone off. It was recording when I started. What happened was I had some tape and I wrapped around the rod so that it made up the diameter of the reel seat. I slid the piece that I cut on. I had to cut a piece off the front one because it's a bit too long and I want that gap to fill up with epoxy. So I've got to fill these gaps here with epoxy and then slide this on over it. And basically that's it. I meant to key the whole lot, but I don't think it matters a lot. I'm just going to key this front bit. I think there'll be plenty of holding there in it. Now I'll mix the epoxy and then we'll see about putting it on. And try not to make the same mistake of mixing too much like I did yesterday and wasting a whole heap of it. Total lack of experience, that's a problem. We'll see how we go. Get some metho out ready so help me clean up the dribbles. Okay, well, I'm going to put 4 in it this time. And if you had the same size syringe, you'd need to mark them somehow so you don't get them mixed up, because you certainly don't want to mix the hardener and the part A together in your syringes or you'll mess up your syringes. 4 of that, so I want 2 of this, and that's about there. I don't have to worry too much about bubbles right at the moment because this won't matter, it's all hidden, so I can just do a rough stir. I don't know, I'm thinking I haven't got enough here. Yeah, I'm sure I haven't got enough. I'm going to double it. Might waste some, but better to have too much than not enough. I'll put another 4 in there. I'm going to bulk it out with the filler, but even so, I need to be a lot more careful when I'm doing the coats for the windings because I'm getting a lot of air in it at the moment. But as I said, this doesn't matter quite so much. Yeah, that should be enough. Keep mixing it while I'll put this in, so I'll add this now. See how we go with that much. It's getting quite thick now. Hope it's not too thick, but I think it'll be alright. Putting a bit on the outside of the, I don't know what a PVA grip pillar. I'm not going to worry about putting anything on the outside of the paper tape. I'll get a bit squashed down over it. Anyway, that'll be more than enough. Arms almost aren't quite long enough. Trying to keep away from that glue. Right, now. This is why I got that tape around to protect the... Oh, okay, we're going to have enough. Because we're going to put that down in there. I'll work this down inside there as much as I can. Right, where's this bit? Okay, right, now's the last but not least. We get him worked. Ooh, shit, got it on my hands anyway. Okay, work him down in there. Oh, plenty. Very deceptive. Now, the metho on my clean-up rag. Clean up all that excess epoxy, and the same up here. Okay, now before that's all set, we've got to make sure our reel seat is lined up with the mark. I've got this mark here with the reel seat, where the spine of the rod is, and I want to get the reel seat lined up with that. And that is right. Oh no, it's not. It's back to front. Totally. That's it. See, I nearly made a spinning rod. Yeah, okay, that's got the reel seat lined up there. That's the spine, that's the seat. So we're all good there. Got a flat spot on the other side, which I hadn't noticed really before. So there we go. Step that aside just for a minute while I try and clean up some of this. Okay, now in order to keep your syringes working well as long as you can, once you're finished with them, give them a rinse with some metho to get the part A and part B out of the syringes. All you got to do is suck some up into it and push it out a few times. That should clean them. And give the outside a bit of a wipe if you've had dunked in the resin. Okay, that's all there is to that. That's all nice looked after. Don't try and keep your metho afterwards. That's rubbish. I'll just give a bit of a swirl around in this to help clean it out. Right, okay, now triple check that that is correct, that is good. I'll see about taking this tape off. I've finished with that. Right, there we go. Perfection. So far so good. So now I can put that away to set. And hopefully we won't get any dribbles out of it like we got out of the other one, but as I say, I think I can clean that up enough to be alright. So yeah, there we go. Just like that. That was easier than I thought. The only thing I forgot to do is key the whole area, but I think that'll be okay. I've got glue on the back piece inside and out. I've got glue on the front piece inside and out. So the front piece is all keyed. I think it'll be okay. If not, I'll be in trouble. We'll just have to see how it goes. Just pack it all away now and wait till tomorrow to do the next bit. At least it's only a 5-minute job. Oh, well, a little bit more than 5 minutes, but it's not a big job to do a little bit each day. And put it away for 24 hours while the glue sets. And that's all I have time for in this episode. As I said at the beginning, I'll either do the next episode on finishing the rod build, or, work permitting, I will get out on the water. I do hope it will be a fishing trip, but we'll see. Until then, I wish you good fishing.